what we've been doing, who has really educated and inspired us, and that's Barbara. We love you. We made you got family. You're a gangster. You're the gangster in this movement, and you educated us, and we really couldn't do it without you. And we plan on making this is a movement now, Barbara. We got your back, and thank you. With that, Barbara from Fentanyl Victim.
Okay, so if you can't hear me, you're going to have to move your ears or do something like that. My name is Barbara Walsh, and this is my daughter, Sophia. Daddy Walsh is over there. 2.5 years ago, I didn't know what the word fentanyl was. I had 4 living daughters, 2 were college graduates working professionally, and then on August 16th of 2021, Sophia died because she drank a water bottle out of a refrigerator that she did not know had 8 nanograms of dissolved fentanyl in it. And she died immediately, and naloxone could have saved her life. But the person who had this bottle of water in his refrigerator didn't have any naloxone. And he chose not to call 911 for 10 hours. So she was good and dead by the time 911 showed up. And that person blamed her for her death, and law enforcement believed it. Unfortunately, in the state of North Carolina, it matters where you die. I'm going to show you some things because I can't remember. I'm 60. I can't remember everything. In the state of North Carolina, it matters where you die to get justice. We have the same state laws, but we have 100 different counties and 100 different sheriffs. That means the education level and their comfort level and their knowledge of what fentanyl is and how it's killing people is very different. We want these families and these victims to be treated with dignity and respect, and they're not. And that's not right. When Sophia died, I went into a black hole, which I think all of us can relate to. We don't know what the heck's going on. All we know is our kid's dead. And it was 5 months before I was learned and informed that Sophia died from fentanyl. Families have to wait 5 to 12 months to find out what killed their kids. They weren't shot. They weren't stabbed. They didn't jump off a building. They weren't hit by a car. No, they're dead. They can't tell you their story. So you go in this black hole, and you don't know where the bottom is. You don't know where the top is. You don't know anybody else who has experienced this, and you feel very, very alone. And I am grateful for the people who are with me today, especially Patricia Brew, with Forgotten Victims of North Carolina, for reaching a hand out to me and pulling me out of that black hole. Because until she did, I didn't know other people were suffering the same way I suffered. And Patricia's daughter, Heaven Lee Nelson, her middle name is Lee, spelled the exact same way as my daughter Sophia. Sophia Lee Walsh. So we see these little signs that our daughters are making this happen for us, and our sons are making this happen for us. And you are right, Scott, and you, Jack. We're doing this so other families don't have to stand here with a cardboard cutout of their kid. So I'm going to go through, I did form a nonprofit in Sophia's memory, and that is the nonprofit that I have worked on very hard with Sophia's dad, Mike, and with AJ, and with Scott, wherever he is. I don't know where he is. It's my honor to work with you, because we need people to say the word fentanyl out loud, often. without associating it with an overdose. Because when we say the word overdose, we shut off people's attention span. They'll say, oh, overdose, not my kid. Or the kid will say, overdose, not going to happen to me. But when we talk about how fentanyl additives are ending up in products, then the mom or dad are going to start to listen. Maybe the kid will start to listen. And we have naloxone here today. The best thing we can do is to saturate the entire state of North Carolina with life-saving naloxone. It is the antidote. You cannot save yourself with naloxone, but you can save somebody else's life. Which means the more naloxone we get out, the more lives we can save. So here's my low-tech PowerPoint. I'm gonna do a jump. I got it. It just takes me some organization here. All right, so 17,212 North Carolina residents are dead because of fentanyl. And that is just through December of 2023. That's 10 years. Our kids are part of that 17,000. 7,403 fentanyl fatalities have been reported since my daughter Cynthia died. That is unacceptable. In the year 2023, 324 North Carolina residents lost their lives. Anybody lose someone in 2023 that's here? We have deaths of 2024 we don't have the records for yet. But 2 18-year-olds in Wilmington County died in February from Facebook. 10 more each day. Families will find their loved one in their bed, at home. I see some heads nodding. That happened to them. They'll get a phone call. And if they're really lucky, they may actually get somebody to knock on the door like they did for us. But some people, unfortunately, get phone calls. They don't even get the decency of compassion and human delivery of the message of the death of their child. Right here in New Hanover County, 469 fentanyl deaths have been reported in 10 years. In order for them to be reported, they have to have an autopsy and a toxicology. So there are plenty more people who died from fentanyl that are not reported because the family didn't want an autopsy, or law enforcement felt these people are not valuable enough to document how they were really murdered. Fentanyl fatalities occur in all 100 North Carolina counties. As I mentioned earlier, it matters where you die in North Carolina to get justice. We have 3 district attorneys out of 42 who have 0 death by distribution prosecutions. Those are Durham County, Guilford County, and Mecklenburg County. And Mecklenburg County has 1,100 fentanyl deaths and 0 prosecutions. That is not acceptable. We've already talked about this. 7 out of 10 street pills, which means they're not from a pharmacist or a doctor's office, contain fentanyl additives. And those pills could be Percocet, made exactly colorants, shape, marking exactly like a real Percocet, or a Xanax, or an Adderall. We talked about this earlier. It takes 5 to 12 months to get autopsy results back. Arrests cannot be made of the individual who is dealing or trafficking fentanyl unless they have a toxicology report. That means that person can be still out there killing people and trafficking for 12 months after they killed their kid. Who else are they going to kill while they're out there? also talked about this, 10 people per day in North Carolina die by fentanyl that we know of. It takes 2 nanograms of fentanyl, which is equivalent to the size of 5 grains of salt. Very, very easy to get this chemical additive into any product, no matter what you choose to mix it in. And it's dissolvable, and it is still contains its power to kill. So this is the sad number. This is the number of organizations that were out there to help families who lost someone to fentanyl. Until we stepped in. These families, these nonprofits who are here today, are the people who bubbled up out of that black hole and are healing themselves by helping other families and preventing death. 0 is also the number of people that we can bring back to this. They're gone forever. Sophia's sisters will never get her back. We will never get her back. Cameron will never get his mom back. Taylor will never get her mom back. It's not acceptable. And you guys being here today are helping us spread the word, to say the word fentanyl out loud, so we can save somebody else's life, so that we can save another family, like I said, from holding a cardboard cutout of our child. Thank you very much for having me here today. It matters that this word fentanyl is put in music. We will say bye.